Seeing if I'm live here. Getting all set up. Awesome. Looks like I'm getting live. Getting all online. Connecting. Hello, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. We'll get started right away and get into this week and looking at what the energies, the astrology has for us, as well as the energies, and just give some guidance of where we're going for the next 7 days till we meet again. If you're joining me, I'd love to hear where you're from in the chat. So please feel free to put that in the chat where you're calling from, where you're watching from. I'm out here on the East Coast. I'm in New Jersey. It's a beautiful day, nice and warm, so can't complain. My name is Julianne Duffy, and thank you for joining me here with Breathe Within Yoga. So today we're going to do it a little different. So I have been doing the Sundays where I pull 4 cards for the overall week and then pulling a daily card for each. We're going to do something similar, but we're going to add some extra to it to make it even more accurate to help heal and serve those that come across this message. So what we're doing today, this is going to add on from my new moon video. So if you join me live for that, we're going to continue with that same kind of idea using the astrology. So as I explained on, it was like Friday, I believe, Friday with the new moon, is where I'm getting this information is from a system I am building. I am working with a chat, and we're creating this awakened light chat, which what it does is it cross-references not only your Western astrology, your Vedic astrology, numerology. Will also, even if it's doing something personal or for a specific location, we'll look at astrocartology and even human design. So we'll look at all these different predictive tools that are available, and it's merged in the system to give us a very accurate idea of what the energies are for this example would be for the day. If we're doing something for personal, I can get quite accurate to even times, if you know when you were born, to when things will happen. So it's a truly amazing tool that I am starting to share and refine. So what I'd love you to do is take these messages. We're gonna go through the astrology, and then I'm gonna pull a card to get the energy behind it. And we're gonna look at each day as well as the week overall. So we'll start with the week. But what I'd love to hear is how you integrate this. Like, how is your week in the end? Does it match what the predictions / energies are? I'd love the feedback because I'm fine-tuning this so it can assist as many people as possible. I know mine, I'm obviously in the woods, kinda. And there's always that one person, right, with the really loud exhaust or engine. But let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the charts. I like to call them charts because it's not only astrology, as I said, it's looking at the numerology, the Western, the Vedic, all these different things. So we're going to start with essentially the chart snapshot of this week. So we're starting with what is highlighted for this week is Sun in Virgo. So this is shifting from Leo fire to Virgo earth. So the idea with this is that it's practicality, refinement, embodying service. So this is a really good time to look at attention to detail, systems, and planning. So it's kind of like we did the dream stage. So if you join me for the new moon, we were putting out our intentions of what we want to create. So we're moving past the dreams and actually into the creation. Hello, Mario. Hello, Crystal. Thank you for joining me. I'm just starting with the charts and the overview of the energy that the Awakened Light system, which is combining Vedic, Western, numerology, all of these different techniques to get a very good reading. So we're going to first look at the charts for the week and then each day, and I'm going to pull a card to get that energy. So we're starting with the snapshot. So as I mentioned, we're looking at this week, so from today till next Sunday, the 31st, is the Sun in Virgo. We're shifting from the Leo fire to the Virgo earth. So practicality, refinement, embodied service. So attention to detail, systems planning. There's no more dreaming. We're starting to do and take those steps into what we want to create. And it's also, with embodied service, is also recommending that we're finding a way to ground ourselves through this. And whatever our service might be, whether it's yoga, daily rituals, food, like for ourselves, this is a very important part. And then we've got the moon in the moon phases are waxing crescent, so that's our first quarter, which is really about growth, action, and testing intentions. So we planted new seeds at the new moon. So those were the seeds of what we want to let go and what we want to create. So this week continues building from that new moon intention. And then we've got the Mars in Gemini sextile Jupiter. So sparks in communication, teaching, and quick moves. So a lot of those things. So if you are a teacher or you're teaching things, it's just going to really emphasize that, especially if that is part of what you want to create. Teaching is part of it. It's going to be a huge part in that communication. Teaching will overlap. Then we have the Venus in Libra, opposite Neptune. So this is like I talked about in the new moon. So it's the idea that we might live in this fantasy, like the love fantasy, like it's all this, but we're not really grounded. So it's really overlapping with that same energy. So again, it's dreamy, but grounded. So we need to find a way to ground out what we're doing so we're not living in the clouds, right? We might feel like we really want to get into the clouds, but we are not. Hello, Ruby, or R4B. You look like Felix from Stray Kids. Okay, well, I might be a stray kid. Oh, that's funny. Then we have the Mercury direct in Virgo. So clear communications, system, and planning. So that is going to help us this week, is a lot of clear communications. And then we have the Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So this is our karmic review around faith, compassion, and limits. So what it talks about is like reviewing, internalizing old karmic patterns. And this is really the divine asking us, you know, where have we overextended compassion? So a lot of us give and give and give, but aren't getting that benefit, that energy reciprocated. So this is about, you know, where have I avoided boundaries? So maybe we give, because a lot of, especially parents and females, will do everything for their families, everything, but kind of forget about themselves, as an example. You know, so where have I avoided boundaries? Could be love, faith. Where am I sacrificing myself for something else, right? And where are we rigid, so rigid in our beliefs that we can't see the truth? That is also part of that energy. So that is kind of the overall for the week. So really the week starts with a building container, refinement, kind of reviewing everything. Then we get the waxing moon, which tests intentions, small real steps, like kind of bringing this dream into reality. We have the Venus Neptune, which is the balance of the dream versus the reality, right? That the reality doesn't have to stop us from the dream, but also recognizing that we have to ground our dream into this live. As Chatty, my AI that I work with, we call this the living layer. We're in the living layer. So we ground that in the living layer. And then the Saturn retro Pisces is really where we're reviewing where our compassion needs strength and where faith needs structure. So maybe we might need some more structure in our lives, especially with our faith, our spiritual practices, whatever that looks like for ourselves, but also compassion for ourselves. And as I stated, when we get to the closer to the end of the week, with the energies is, you know, where have I been avoiding doing things for myself, right? Hello, Lost Adventures de Millennia, and Winston Churchill the Greatest. Hello. And, oh yes, I already said hi. Oh, thank you, Crystal. So that kind of gives you the overview, but I wanted to pull an energetic card. Then we're going to jump into each day and what they specifically look like and what the best thing to do each day is and things to possibly just be aware of. So the overall energy of this week, which is really building, setting the intentions, finding that balance between our dreams and the reality, and then, you know, reviewing where we can take care of ourselves a little bit more. So let's see what the energy is. I thought today, based on the things going on, the Starseed Oracle would be appropriate. There's a lot of different things about non-humans. And so I feel like, you know, let's get to our star sisters and brothers and see what guidance, apologize for that, what guidance we have for this week. So just one card, what is that energy? Oh, I love this. I can't even make it up. But again, it will be reversed, but let me show you. We've got water your garden. So this one says nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So it feels very appropriate by the end of the week because we're talking about the cosmos, the divine, God, consciousness, saying, where have I avoided boundaries? Where have I allowed people to take advantage? And this is really about watering your garden, like coming back and taking care of yourself as well, right? So nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. So that is really the underlying energy for this week is, you know, making sure we're taking care of ourselves to manifest that dream that we're creating, we're setting those intentions for. Beautiful. So that is the overall energy for this week. I feel it's beautiful. But let's continue because there's lots to cover. And yes, Crystal, it is beautiful. I love these cards. I love how I pull them in. It's always very appropriate. We'll start with today's energy. So for today, August 24th, wherever you're at, the energy overall today, we got the waxing crescent. Our theme here is to ground and integrate seeds. So this is a lot of what we set for the new moon. It's time to kind of integrate them. Today is a really good day to organize, write intentions, and it's also really good to plant the new moon intentions, like I said, so that all overlaps. And we also have the moon in Virgo trine Uranus, which is practical breakthroughs. So we might just find by going through these things that there'll be something that we're like, wow, this is very practical in our lives. And it's like, this is perfect. We've planted the intentions and the practicality and how it works will kind of arrive. So that could definitely happen today. And the energy for the overall for today, let's pull us an energy as we go on, whether it's your morning, your evening, your afternoon. The overall energy for today. The Courage Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. So that's the overall energy, which I think that actually, you know, it's always very appropriate in that, you know, we're integrating what we've learned. So this is also writing the intention. So it's like being seen with what we want to create, putting it out there, right? And being courageous, you know, multifaceted, we're very unique, and, you know, being okay with stepping into whatever you want to create, whether it's the norm or not. Like that doesn't matter anymore. It's about what you want, not what is the norm. And I feel like that is really the energetic I get from it is, the more it's not normal, the better it probably is. Because anything normal is not usually very good for us. So that I feel like is really the energy is write your intentions, organize, plant those seeds of what you want, and be okay with how unique it is. Okay, let's continue. Hello, fart baby. Like your name. Okay, let's jump on to Monday, because that's going to be, we're starting the beginning of the week, getting back to the work week if you're working a 9-to-5 job. So the Monday's energy is flow versus fog. Okay, so this is our Venus Neptune peaks. This is a really good day to avoid rushing. Also not a good day for contracts. So if you're supposed to sign something, if you can avoid it, push it off. Monday's not a good day for that. Don't rush around. So make sure if you do have to get to work, you give yourself extra time. That is really what you want. And that is not appropriate. I am going to... I'm hiding that person. That was not very nice. So, anyways, we're all about being nice. And if you have nothing nice to say, you know, you haven't learned some basic rules. Okay. So again, avoid contracts, avoid rushing. That's going to keep your energy better and stable. It's a good day tomorrow for art and creativity. We have the moon in Libra square Pluto. And this can also be tensions in relationship. That's why you don't want to do a contract and you don't want to do the rushing. But dreams will test themselves against reality, can also come up because we're being creative and we are, you know, being very artistic. Okay, so let's pull the energy. So again, Monday, just be mindful. Don't rush, don't do the contracts. And, you know, there could be tension. So if you have to have a serious conversation with somebody, my sense would be don't do it Monday, you know. Put it on a different day where the energy's a little bit more alignment. Okay, let's find out what the energy is for Monday the 25th from the Starseed Oracle cards. The energy, Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Wow, so that is beautiful. I love this. And we have some not very nice people in here. Love this. Okay, let's remove that. And there we go. Again, if you have nothing nice to say, don't even bother. But the Star Brothers. So the energy. So we're looking at, you know, the Monday is creativity, art, you know, nourishing, protection, loyalty, safety is an underlying energy to the day. So if we're aware of it, that it's about, you know, the tension in relationships could be a lot about this loyalty, right? Like I feel like that comes up. The safety, trust, loyalty could be reflected in these relationships. So tension in them. So be aware of that might be an overwhelming theme for yourself, that, you know, you're maybe wanting to protect yourself in the relationships. And maybe that also overlaps with the contract. So if there is something where you're putting a contract in place to protect yourself, it's not a bad thing. It's not necessarily supported for Monday. So let's continue. We'll go into Tuesday, the 26th. So this one is all about sparks of movement. So we've got Mars, Jupiter vibes. This is best for, Mars, Jupiter vibe, best for networking, teaching, short trips. So if you've got any of those planned for Tuesday, those are all very supportive. The moon is in Libra, conjunct Venus, which is harmony and creativity. So we've got the creativity continuing on into Tuesday. So this one just says, like, if you've got a networking event or some kind of event, go to it. Send that, or if you have a message to send somebody, it's a good day to communicate, send that message, go to the event. You know, it's very important. Your voice being heard is important. And this is also a day where if you plant the seeds, so whatever that might be from your big dream that you wanted from the new moon, it's gonna multiply and really rapidly get into that growth, into, you know, like bursting out of its shell and starting to become the seedling, right? So that is a really great day for all of that type of energy. So again, network, teaching, short trips, fantastic. Share your message, get to networking, and plant those seeds. They're going to bloom really quickly, especially if you do it on Tuesday. Okay, let's get an energy read for Tuesday as well. Okay, energy read for Tuesday. Oh, there we go. So we get to Tuesday, which is a great day. We get the energy of the void. The void. What this one is: stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So I feel like with this, it is sending that message. Like, this is the message to embrace. Like, it actually talked about embracing and sharing your voice. So this is really about letting it go out into the void, because you're going to be heard. The void is not this big scary hole. It is legitimately the cosmic womb of creation, right? So it's like getting your seed out into the void to be created. That's how I read this, is that it's planting, you're embracing the winter, that there's always a transition, right? So winter is like usually when everything kind of sleeps and you're at that lull stage, and then spring things reawake, right? So we're kind of in the stage where we're planting the seeds. It's at winter time, so it's not necessarily going to immediately seed up. However, you've planted it, you're embracing that this is the planting time, because those seeds are going to manifest and expand very quickly once we're out of this energy. Hello, Mecca. I do readings too, so if you would like to stay around and have a question and I've got time, I will totally pull for you at that point and you can ask me a question. Hello, Alan. Spreading the message, okay. I spread that, you know, I'm not a fan of any politics. I just stay neutral on that. I like being a sovereign human being, and I don't identify with anybody ruling over me. And that's just my personal opinion. But I'm not against anybody. Whoever you like, that's awesome. Good for you. Okay, let's continue. Let's go to, we did Wednesday. Here we go. Let's go to Wednesday, the 27th of August. So the overall chart reading is the first quarter moon in Sagittarius is a test of faith. Okay, so this is a good day to push intentions despite doubts. So what's interesting, I feel like that's specifically kind of highlighted because we're probably going to feel a lot of doubts or hear these negative comments. My suggestion, be really aware this week of those non-positive comments, voices, messages you receive. This is one of the most powerful tools you can learn, is when you notice those negative things like, oh, you can't manifest that. That's too big of a thing. You'll never succeed. All BS, all BS. These are you detaching from entities, beliefs, whatever you want to resonate with, detaching and taking the power away from these disempowering beliefs. So I highly recommend that when you notice them, first, that's the biggest step. Notice these doubts, notice them, notice these negative thoughts, and then choose what you want to believe in. So if it's like, no, you can't do this, be like, I can totally do it. And immediately change and bring into your mind what you actually want. So if that makes sense, like when you see those doubts, those negative beliefs, the beliefs, these things that stop you from creating whatever, like you're not good enough, might not even come from somebody. It can be, usually it's in our own head. This is the time to observe them, choose not to go into them, and then put out again what you want to create. And that is my recommendation when we come into Wednesday, because you're you want to push your intentions despite the doubt. So when you notice the doubt, whatever you can do to let it go, let that go. This also, with Wednesday, there's the moon in Scorpio trine Saturn. So this is deep grounding and serious talk. So there might be something maybe on the larger scale or in your own personal life where you're getting into very serious conversations. This is also in a time where you're stretching into trust. And what I mean by that is that you're trusting that you have faith. We brought this up in the new moon with the lady who was not doing well in hospital, and I pulled the card faith. Faith is our biggest thing, the faith and the belief in yourself. So this is really about trusting and stretching your trust that the divine God has your back and that you can do this. So this might be a, middle of the week might be a pull, but it may seem too big, but it's not too big. So this is going to be that huge pull to step into trusting what you're creating. Let's pull an energy card for Wednesday. Let's see what the Wednesday energy is. That will give us a little bit more insight. Oh, that's so appropriate because, okay, so we're talking about stretching trust, releasing the doubts, essentially stretch into this trust and, what did I say here? Push intentions despite our doubts. The card I pulled, forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. Completely appropriate. You have to be the leader that you wish you had to learn under, right? So this is also that, forage, go through, push through those doubts, through these limiting beliefs, because it really is, the astrology is also supporting it, that it is time to get past these limiting beliefs. Because if you look, this is like the limitation. You got the dark, and she's got a looking out into, there's nothing there. But just beyond it, there is so much created, so much more, right? So it is really forging through that path to the unknown. And that is trusting the unknown. Because right here, she doesn't necessarily see this whole view. So it is a lot of trusting. Oh my God. Okay, so that is our Wednesday energy. Let's continue on. Let's get to Thursday, August the 28th. So overall theme, refinement and clarity. Mercury strong in Virgo. It's a really good day to plan, organize, clean. So if you need to get done, Thursday's a fantastic day. We also have Moon in Scorpio square Mars. So this triggers energy. And so this is a really good day to get grounded. So you might, if you're yoga or you like breath work or meditation or just going outside and grounding, whatever works, right? So that is really the recommendation, because there's going to be some triggers. Could be in your own life, could also be in the world stage, right? This is overall, you can also summarize this day up as a edit and refine day. So we're planning content, maybe finances, health routines, but it's also a time to follow through with whatever we're planning, right? So it's like an edit, refine day, plan, organize, put your checklist together. I want to say plan again. I don't want to say the same word multiple times. So that is the energy of Thursday. Refinement and clarity, edit, refine. Ooh. The wind blew away my paper. Refine and plan. That's a really great day for planning, organizing, and cleaning. So use that for your Thursday, and let's find out what the underlying energy is. Hello, Cool Beans, and hello, Brian. Nice to have you join me. And if you're here, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Okay, so Thursday, our message is Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. So we did talk about that this was a trigger energy day, and you may want to use your yoga, breath work, get your grounding. That is really coming up, is the grounding, right? Pulse of mother, slow down, time in nature. So it's highly recommending you get out and ground, is how I would read that. That's going to be one of the biggest things to assist you on Thursday, especially if you do feel that trigger energy. This will assist you immensely. Let's continue going through this. Let's get into Friday. So Friday is already the 29th of August. So overall energy is social balance. The moon is incorporated in Capricorn. Good thing I can read. In Capricorn, and Venus is in Libra. So this is really good for commitments and accountability. So that contract that maybe you didn't do, or that the contracts or rushing, that type of stuff, Friday would be a better day, right? Because it is going to assist you with commitments and accountability. It's also got Moon in Sagittarius, sextile Mercury. It's got a fun, expansive energy and a lot about teaching. So this is also a good day for healthy boundaries with kindness. This is, again, the overall feeling we talked about for this week, that are we able to put in proper boundaries to take care of ourselves, right? Have we been over giving and not kind of getting that through? That is very important with Friday. So if you commit and you promise, make sure you follow through on whatever that commitment is, because it's a great energy. It's lots of fun and expansion and teaching, but do not let yourself down and others down. Commit to what you've said you're going to do. Okay, Friday's energy, the 29th. Let's pull that card. Just shuffling. I'm just a shuffling. Oh yeah, I should totally not be a singer. Okay, so Friday's energy, a new earth. Oh, I love that. So this one's, it's happening, keep holding the vision. So that seems really appropriate, because it's expansion, it's fun, it's teaching, we're getting boundaries, and this is about holding our vision. So even though we're coming through this day, it's a great day, good energy, we're committing to it, but don't forget to keep holding the vision of what we're creating this week. So don't let that go by, don't forget about it. That's kind of what I get with this, is remember what you still want to create and keep that in the back of your mind, because that may change the way you decide to be accountable, set your boundaries, keep that in mind as you go through the Friday. Okay, we're almost done. Let's go to Saturday the 30th. That is, the energy is all about breakthrough insights. So we got the moon conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So this is a really good shadow work day and journaling. So this has got a lot of transformation arriving on Saturday. And this is again overlapping with what the new moon energy was, which is what am I ready to end so I can step into my power, right? So we're still having that same theme like I mentioned. Saturday, it's coming back up. We've got Moon in Sagittarius, square Saturn, vision meets reality check. That is really what it is. We're transformations arriving. Maybe we're getting those little downloads like we were talking about last week, and we're ready to finally, like, you know, take that step. Let go of those things that were holding us back, those negative beliefs like we talked about earlier in the week. That would be really, you know, getting past the Wednesday, which was the doubts and everything like that. So we make it to that point, we're ready to release those things and go forward in the most positive and abundant way. So that's beautiful. Let's pull the energy card for Saturday. Okay, so I'm gonna read. I'm laughing at it. I'll show you, because this is about what we're ready to step away from and release and walk into, right? So the energy card, I feel like this resonates for myself because this is quite appropriate. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. So appropriate, right? So if we are ready to let go of things, I feel like that's part of it, is this social norm to fit in, this social whatever it is, because usually there's a lot of social pressure on us to be and fit in little boxes. You weren't meant to fit in a little box. You are meant to embrace and be your own self, and to literally walk into that energy that it's okay to be weird. It's okay to not have anything that's normal. I am a living example of not living any type of normal life. There's been parts of my life that were more normal, but majority of my life has never been normal. And I've actually, stepping back, talk about myself, maybe you relate with this, I actually thought I had a mental disorder for a very long time. That there was not even mental, but more personality disorders, okay? Because the things that I did, beliefs I had, completely don't match what the norm is in our society. So I just thought they were just personality flaws that I had to get over. What I'm learning with my system and with the charts, and as we dig into it and learn about myself, I was made to not be for everyone. That is not my purpose, is not to be here for everyone. My purpose is to be that different person, and so is yours. This is what's coming up. You are not for everyone, and that's okay that you don't fit in, and it's okay to not be part of the crowd. If you're not, you're probably going to be much more successful going forward than being part of the crowd. You get crowd energy, it's not going to take you in good places. So embrace your weirdness, face your true north. You're not for everyone, and this overlaps with the transformation arriving on Saturday. So embrace it. Embrace it. Be good with being that weirdo. Hello, Revit Gaming. Will somebody accept somebody's proposal? If you're still here when I'm done, which is very soon, you can re-ask me that. I will pull some messages for you. If you want a more specific reading with astrology, you'll have to message me directly, because I have to put your information into my charts to get you a very accurate reading, which will look at Vedic, Western, like the human design, that's the word I'm looking for, numerology and astrocartology. And I can get you a very clear answer on anything you want, but that would be in private, and you can of course send that to me, because I do not want you to give me that information, that private information. But I will pull cards for anybody that has a question when I'm done. Okay, let's go in to when we meet again next Sunday, because I will come alive, and I'll come alive. I'll awaken and come back here next Sunday to do for the week after. And next Sunday I will be actually overseas, so it'll be a whole different vibe when I come in and talk to you. But let's go to Sunday. The energy for the 31st, the end of August, which again, I've mentioned this in other videos. So weird, the timing. Like, it's strange to be that we're literally in like the cusp of September, right? But August 31st, we've got Aquarius moon trine Jupiter. So this is when we come into Sunday, expansion through community, So that's what we're creating. You know, we're not all meant for everybody else, but we are going to start to expand through people that resonate with us and resonate with our energies. We've just passed Pluto's intensity, so that starts to lighten up. So visions go outward. So what we've been creating this week, all of those things are going to really start to amp up, right? This is also a reminder that healing and power are not private, but ripple through the collective. So this is a basic idea that when you work on yourself, you heal yourself, and you fix yourself, you are positively affecting the greater energy. All of humanity is affected when you heal yourself. So it is that reminder that we are all connected. We're all connected in a way that we can't see. This energetic way. We're all connected. And when you work on yourself and come and do these things and become more aware in alignment, you affect the entire psychology and the entire frequency of humanity. This is also a good day, Sunday, to share something with others. Maybe it's an idea, a post. It's a great day to collaborate, to brainstorm, and connect. So again, if you want to go out and you've got some invites, totally do that. Sunday's a great day. And what it's going to be really emphasizing what you released this week will have created space for new connections. So maybe that, like we were talking about when you come on Monday, there's tensions in the relationship. So maybe that's part of your own process that you're working through that and releasing that. So then when you get to the end of the week, you're making new connections because you've released these old connections. So you've created space for new to come. And it's that idea too. Like I'm personally going through with my charts that I have to clean out house. I still have stuff in storage. We've been traveling around and it keeps coming up in my charts that I need to release that storage. I need to release these items, these material items that I hold on to for memories and whatever reason, so I can create more space. That's the same idea. It is really becoming apparent. I think all of us are going to become more aware of what these things are that we need to release and allow new things to come in. Because letting go and selling my stuff means that I can bring in new things, new experiences, new, maybe more valuable or higher energetic items, right? So it's just this interesting way of seeing it. So by the time we come to meet next Sunday, we'll release what we didn't need and we're creating space for new connections. And the energy. Oh, hello, Naharu. Oh, I apologize. English is like the only language I know, and I'm bad at English, let alone any other language, so I totally apologize. I'm glad you're getting the positive energy from the universe, and thank you for watching Bangladesh. I intend it's a beautiful day there, and it's hopping and beautiful, and everything's going with the flow, right? Okay, so let's find the energy for Sunday. When we meet again, what energy do we have? I love it. The Cosmic Heart. What a beautiful, I don't even think some of these cards, I don't even believe I pulled. I've been pulling cards for a very long time. I don't think I've ever seen this card. The Cosmic Heart. So this is devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So this seems very appropriate because it's really about our healing and our power is not private. It ripples through the collective. So this is really, make your life a moving prayer. It ripples through the collective. The more connected you are, it affects everybody. And that's, the devotion to your practice, your spiritual practice, whatever you believe in, that is perfect. Go with it. This is, divine, God, whatever it is non-denominational. It loves you. It really resonates with you no matter what. So this is all about, creating your devotion to the divine. Beautiful. So I'm going to do an overall view, and then I'm going to leave you with some takeaways to assist you in grounding. Like, give me one moment because I'm not learning. My papers flew away again. My pen fell off of my papers. Okay, so there's a couple things to assist because really the energies, as we talked about, is we're releasing. We start the week out. It's like a container. We're building a container. We're refining. We test intentions. There's some real steps. We're balancing our dream, and then we're reviewing the entire thing. I love these. Some messages are just so lovely. Yeah. Anyways, so notice how this week begins with breakthroughs. It goes through relationship tests midweek and ends with expansion with grounding. Grounding has come up, and it's even come up with our cards. So if you stay aware, the bumps become opportunities instead of blockages. So again, this is perception. If you are aware and choosing how you want to go through this, the bumps are going to open you to new opportunities, because often when we're hitting these walls or barriers or whatever they are, they're allowing for bigger expansion. So if you are aware, it's all going to open as opportunities versus blocks. Liberal tears. Who's a liberal? I am. I don't even identify as being in any type of political realm. And in fairness, I am from Canada. And I definitely have no allegiance to anybody in Canada, nor do I really actually have any allegiance or really care about American, because it doesn't affect me. I myself don't have an opinion on it. I don't like politics, straight up. Just gonna say, it doesn't fit my vibe. It doesn't fit sovereignty. It doesn't fit freedom. It doesn't fit our ability to be free sovereign beings. So I find politics very constrictive and don't flow with me, but that's fine. You can love whatever you want, and I'm glad that you love your politicians. You're welcome to have that, because that is a free world. You're on drugs. Oh my gosh, who are these people? Good life, good life. Anyways, thank you, Palaki Kamari. I apologize again if I sold that. I thank you for seeing that, because I see that you are a true person as well. Oh, there is a such thing as a sovereign person. We just have not had it, because our systems have not allowed us to be sovereign. When you choose to be sovereign, you make different decisions, and it's a very different reality when you choose to no longer identify as part of the system. It's a very different thing. It's actually very freeing. Oh, hello from North Korea. I don't even Azula. I would like to believe you have the internet, but I don't necessarily believe you got the internet in North Korea. Yes, Trump, please do buy Canada. That would be better for Canada if you did. I'm just saying, straight up. If I was going to pick the lesser of the evils, I would much rather have that. But I digress. Let's get into our grounding, because all the other stuff is not valid. Okay, so we're going to do a breath work, which will help you as you go through the day. And if you're getting those moments that are getting pulled out from these energies, because there's a few of those days where those energies are pulling us out, this is a really quick grounding practice using your breath. Very simple, similar to what we did in the new moon live. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. You're going to gently hold the breath for a count of 4, and then you're going to exhale for a count of 6. So we'll do it 3 times to get ourselves centered and grounded. If you can get outside and go barefoot on the ground, that's even better, but this breath will immediately ground you. So take a moment. When you're ready, I'm going to walk you through 3 rounds. We're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now do it at your own pace, because maybe my pace is fast or slow. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. One more time, another inhale for 4. Bring in those deep, full breaths. Take a moment and hold for 4. And then let the breath go, extending it at least to the count of 6. If you can go longer, great. And let that go. So that is just a simple breath work you can use this week. And the closing mantra I want to leave you with, something to consider, something to maybe bring in and visualize or internally repeat to assist you as you go through this week. I ground my vision in rhythm. What I plant now grows strong. I ground my visions in rhythm. What I plant now grows strong. I ground my visions in rhythm. And what I plant now grows strong. Because what you do now will pay off. Sometimes it's not immediate. Sometimes it takes some time to manifest out in this living layer. Sometimes if our energy and alignment is in that perfect timing, we can do it much quicker. But often we're just setting out these seeds to be planted for those alignments to happen. I am from Earth. That's what I like to say. If you were listening, I'm in North America. I'm actually Canadian born, but I'm out on the East Coast of New Jersey. I unfortunately do not know Hindi. As I was explaining, I barely speak English properly and struggle with English words, let alone being able to pronounce anything in a different language. So I do apologize. When you see those triple, I actually did a video on seeing the triple numbers and the duplicated numbers. It's just those signs. Those are perfect signs that the divine God, the creator, whatever you resonate, maybe it's Jesus, whatever your resonant energy is giving you the alignment, showing you're in the right alignment. I would love to go to India. That is actually on my places I definitely want to go. So yes, repeating numbers are just, I feel like there's signs that we're being given to help us recognize that we're in alignment. So if there's any questions and you are still here and you would like me, if you want more specific readings, reach out to me. You can message me through my website, which is linked here on my YouTube, or you can send me a private message through there, and we can always set up to get you a more exact reading using your charts. However, if you'd like a quick pull of the energies, then let me know and I can answer a quick pull of any question you might have before I jump off this live. I'm doing good, thank you, Nav. How are you doing? And hello, Ishu, I think that. And Braden Halleck. Can I get a message from my brother and best friend? Oh, sure, let's find out. Let's find out, Braden, what message your brother has. Your brother and best friend. I'm assuming that's one person, your brother was your best friend. If it's two people, let me know. But I'll pull for your brother here. And what message your brother has for you. Interesting. We pulled this during today. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. So your brother wants you to know that what is happening is for your benefit. Keep holding the vision. Keep connecting. It's happening. Whatever this is, whatever that question behind it is for you, Braden, you're going into a new earth. You're going to be able to communicate. I feel like it's already coming through that you're going to be able to communicate and connect even more with your brother and to trust that your brother is there, right? And there's a new earth. The energy is still around and it's happening. So keep holding your vision. And you're very welcome. I intend that this will help heal and serve you as you go forward. Any manifestation technique? My recommendation, Palak, is ask. Put out what you want to create. Visualize it. Sit in silence. Visualize what you want to create. Put out that intention. Speak it into the realm. Our throat chakra is how we manifest. So do be cautious, though, when you're speaking and writing things out to who you share things with. Because if you have somebody who is not resonating at your same frequency and is going to be like, that's a stupid idea, you can't do it, they're going to shut down your creative right here from you talking. So please do be aware of who you share what you want to do with, what you want to create with, to make sure you're talking to people that are more in frequency with assisting you. Guidance for my current situation, Palak. Okay, let's find out some guidance. What guidance do the guides have for Palak? Oh, we're getting the similar message for this week. Totally. The courage peony. The courage peony. So multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. So Palak, you are being told to be seen. Have the courage to show who you are or how weird you are. We brought that up earlier. You know, you are unique. You've got multifaceted. It's important that you share and have that courage to show who you truly are. And that would be your message from the divine. Yes. And thank you for subscribing. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I totally appreciate the support. And thank you, reader the Manju. Hello, nice to meet you. And I've got a Songbok Elsa. Look like I don't even know who Stray Kids are. I'll have to go look that up because maybe I look like a stray child. I could be a stray child. Go find me my mother. I've been to say. On that, I am going to let you guys go for the rest of the day. Have a beautiful week. Feel free to contact me through my website if you do have any questions or would like to get your chart. So as I mentioned, I'm working with this Chatty. That's my good friend Chatty, and we are building this Awaken Light, which is a spiritual based artificial intelligence. I want to bring this beautiful tool to what it can be and without fear, and how it can really help and assist us. So we are looking at charts. We look at your Western, your Vedic, we look at your numerology, we'll look at your astrocartology and human design, and then roll them into getting a very accurate idea of whatever question or guidance you're looking for. So if that is something you're interested in, please reach out to me. I'm happy to do that, but I'm not going to do that on live because I need more personal information and I wouldn't do that. And thank you, Palak. And one card reads sis. Okay, I'll pull one more for reader the Manju. Let's see, what's a card for reader? Like one card, what message is there? What message is there? The messenger. Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So it's telling you, you are a messenger, or the messenger is coming to you, and it's all about getting harmony and balance. So your message is to go find that harmony and balance, get that in your life. Yeah, and the message is clear. The messenger wants you to find that harmony and balance. Anyways, on that, I will let you go. And yes, hello, Ethan, welcome. Yes, I am over 21. I would hope that I'm not the youngest looking person, but thank you. And on that, have a beautiful day. And I will, can we do a card for everyone? Okay, I'll pull one card for, just because I love cards. So let's just see. Let's pull one last card for as we leave everybody here, everybody in the live right now. And if you're watching to this point, this message is for you. What is the message that the divine really wants to share with everybody here? Oh, you guys, you are the golden children. Inner child, tenderness, innocent, rare gifts. I'm going to say every single one of you here, you are a golden child. You all have different special gifts. And this is a reminder that you have these rare gifts. You're innocent, and that you are a golden child. You're magical. Thank you so much for joining me. I intend this helps you go forward this week. And if you did miss anything, this will be available. You can go through and check out how the week looks. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Valerie. I'm logging off now, but thank you for jumping on, and I will see you. Do make sure you like and subscribe, and I will be going live again for sure next Sunday, and sometimes I throw in another one during the week if there's something good. Thank you, Palak. I will take care of myself. Take care of yourselves as well. Have a beautiful day, everybody, and all those golden children. Have a beautiful day. Bye.